I'm Sarah Chitrakar, and these are the headlines of the hour. Thousands of houses near the banks of Bagmati, Bishnumati and Manohara rivers at risk. Kathmandu metropolis starts implementing Supreme Court's order to build structures by creating a 40-meter buffer zone. Government fails to award the Best Civil Servant prize for the past 8 years. Questions raised on the professionalism of the civil administration. The Pakistan Army makes its first apparent admission of its involvement in the deadly conflict with India 25 years after the Kargil War. And armed police force edge past departmental rivals 3-1 Army 2-1 at the Anfa Women's League. 2 matches of the tournament slated for tomorrow. Ripples have surfaced after the Kathmandu metropolis began implementing the Supreme Court order to build structures by creating a 40-meter buffer zone along the Bagmati, Bishnumati and Manohara rivers of the Kathmandu Valley. The government has made preparations to vacate the court judgment. Major parties Nepali Congress, CPN-UML and CPN-Mao Centre have termed the court order incorrect and suggested for vacating the judgment. The local residents are bearing the brunt as the Kathmandu metropolis has begun implementing the criteria along the river banks, citing the court order. In addition to that, banking and financial institutions have also begun talking to those who had been taken loans by presenting their houses and land as collaterals.
Many residents living near the river banks had taken loans from banks to build their houses in land at a distance of 20 meters from the river banks. Banking and financial institutions have asked them to pay the loans immediately or furnish collateral other than the assets in the disputed area. More than 50,000 houses have been built in the 40-meter buffer zone along the 51-kilometer distance of the Bagmati corridor. Thousands of houses fall in the zone along the Bishnumati and Manohara rivers as well. On the 19th of December last year, the Supreme Court had stated that structures could not be built in the 40-meter buffer zone along the Bagmati, Bishnumati and Manohara rivers. A previous decision of the meeting of the Council of Ministers from around 16 years ago had set the criteria of buffer zones of 12 meter for Nakku River, 10 meters for Bolku, Karmanasa, Koiku, Sangle and Mahadev River buffer zone as planned for the Dhobi-Khola project and 6 meters for the Karkhusi River. Based on the Supreme Court decision, buffer zone must be extended by additional 20 meters in these rivers as well. Meanwhile, buffer zones of 24 meters must be created for Tukucha, Rajkulus or Roar canals and rivulets. Local residents along the river banks have grown concerned following the order of the Supreme Court. To add to that, Kathmandu Metropolis Mayor Balendra Shah said that there was no alternative to implementing the court order and a notice in this regard was issued on the 14th of August. Deputy Mayor Sunita Dongol, among others, had shared their concerns at the Executive Committee meeting of the Metropolis regarding the notice published by Mayor Shah. An all-party team, including CPN-UML and Nepali Congress, has shared the problem and grievances with CPN-UML Chairperson and Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli, Nepali Congress President Sher Bahadur Dewa, and Opposition Leader CPN-Mao Centre Chairperson Pushpa Kamal Dahal. They also recommended the government to vacate the court judgment. It has been understood that the government is making preparations to decide on whether to vacate the judgment or file another case against the court order. The government has also formed a task force to assess the losses caused by implementing the court order. The task force formed on the 1st of September has until Tuesday to furnish its report.
Pointing out the need for the entire civil service sector to become united with fair conduct and high morale to move ahead towards a path of good governance and development, Prime Minister Oli said that all civil servants need to enhance their competencies and dedicate themselves honestly in service of the country and people. Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli has termed the contribution of the civil servants to bring about progressive political changes in the country laudable. In his message on the occasion of Civil Servants Day, the Prime Minister has noted civil servants' contribution during the fight against the then autocratic rule and other democratic movements that have taken place in the country, while also having to struggle for their own professional rights. He went on to add that the role of civil servants is very important in ensuring the fruits of democracy to the public, serving them and increasing the citizens' trust and belief towards the state. He urged the civil servants to exhibit their knowledge, skills, efficiency and competency with dignity so as to realize the national aspirations of prosperous Nepal, happy Nepalis. Lauding the spirit of volunteerism and workmanship displayed by the civil servants during times of disaster like floods, landslides and fire, among others, the Prime Minister has also urged the civil servants to work towards ensuring easy, efficient and timely service delivery for the people. The Civil Servants' Day is observed every year on 22nd of Bhadra as per the Nepali calendar, commemorating the day when civil service embraced a formal structure based on a legal framework. Despite arrangement of the civil service regulations, the government has not awarded the Best Civil Servant prize for the past 8 years. As the best civil servants have not been found, the government has only been awarding the Outstanding Civil Service Prize and Civil Service Prize. Questions have surfaced regarding the reasons for the government not finding one best civil servant from among more than 125,000 officials.
Rule 116 of the Civil Service Regulations has provision for awards based on which one official receives the best prize with 200,000 rupees in cash prize, 10 receive outstanding prize, while 30 receive civil prize service. While the outstanding and civil service prizes have been regularly awarded, the best prize has not been awarded since the Nepali year 2073 BS. Back then, Shanta Raj Suvedi had received the best prize. A committee chaired by the Chief Secretary is provisioned to recommend the names. However, the committee does not seem to have found a best civil servant from among 125,000 officials. The regulation has set criteria for those eligible for the awards. Based on the criteria, the officials must have performed exceedingly well during the year, must have served at least 8 years, and must not have served any departmental actions. Debates have also begun regarding the revision in the assessment mechanism, as civil servants have not received the best prize for a long period of time. Awarding the best civil servant as per the regulation is certain to motivate the officials. The Civil Service Day was marked under the theme of professional and creative administration, development, prosperity and good governance. However, questions have surfaced regarding if the civil service administration is professional and what needs to be done by the civil servants to address the public grievances regarding service delivery. Several problems have surfaced in absence of the Federal Civil Service Act, including the failure of the provincial and local levels in formulating acts related to civil service. Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli has shared his commitment of ensuring ease in public access to service by endorsing the Federal Civil Service Act through the Parliament.
In our Public Voice segment, today we have asked in several provinces regarding service delivery by employees at government administrations. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
सानो काम लिएर गयो भने दिनभरि त्यही काममा चाहिँ बिहानदेखि बेलुकासम्म चाहिँ त्यो एउटा कामको लागि बस्नुपर्छ।
फाइलहरू अल्झाउने, अलिकति सुस्त गर्ने र एउटै फाइललाई पनि 3-4 वटा टेबलमा आफैले बोकेर जानुपर्ने यो हालको चाहिँ समस्याहरू चाहिँ धेरै देखिएको छ।
समयमा नहुने, छिटो छरितो नहुने, जनताहरूले पालो कुर्नुपर्ने।
हामीहरू त्यहाँनेर गएर काम गर्नको लागि जान्छौँ, जाने हुँदाखेरि कर्मचारीहरूले यसो झर्को फर्कोहरू गरिदिन्छन्।
कतिपय सजिलै सहजै तरिकाले पनि गरिएको छ, कतिपय अलिक झन्झटिलाहरू छन्। चाहिने कागजपत्र भन्दा अलिक बेसी सानातिना कुराले झन्झट नदिए हुन्थ्यो।
सबै कर्मचारीहरू राम्ररी काम गरेका छन्।
सामान्य कुराहरू पनि उनीहरू राम्रो तरिकाले गरेको चाहिँ हामीले पाएका छैनौँ।
कुनै विभागमा राम्रो पनि छ, कुनै विभागमा नराम्रो पनि लाग्छ।
The government is to provide a receipt including photo and QR code to those passing the trial for driving license. As the government is not able to issue smart cards immediately, it has made preparations to include a photograph in the receipt. Traffic police is also to be provided with a device that can read QR codes. Minister for Physical Infrastructure and Transport, Devendra Dahal, has said that the idea has been preferred to solve the problem of delay in issuing smart cards.
जसले लाइसेन्सको लागि ट्रायल पास गर्नुभएको छ, जसले नवीकरणको लागि चाहिँ उहाँले फर्म भर्नुभएको छ, उहाँहरूको हकमा चाहिँ के गर्ने भन्ने अब चाहिँ रसिदमै फोटोसहित र क्युआर कार्ड सहितको रसिद दिने उहाँहरूलाई र त्यो क्युआर कार्ड चाहिँ पढ्न सक्ने गरीको मेसिन चाहिँ ट्राफिकलाई उपलब्ध गराउने। त्यसो हुँदाखेरि पहिलो चरणमै त्यो लाइसेन्सवाला हो कि होइन भनेर चाहिँ पत्ता लगाउनका लागि ट्राफिकले त्यो रसिदबाटै पत्ता लगाउन सक्छ। त्यस पछाडि त्यो अलिकति कार्ड जस्तो पनि हुन्छ, अलिक बाक्लो कागजमा हुन्छ, त्यो काम गर्ने भनेर हामीले निर्णय गरेका छौँ।
1.5 million service seekers who have passed their trial have yet to receive smart cards. The new alternative was sought as the devices of the Department of Transport Management could not read the new cards procured recently. The federal government has also suggested to print cards other than those of urgent nature from the provinces. A committee chaired by the Federal Minister for Physical Infrastructures and Transport has also been formed to find long-term solutions. Other provinces have begun preparations as Bagmati province stated that it would print the cards on its own. Criticisms have intensified regarding the government performance as smart cards are not provided to the service seekers even after a year of them passing their trials. Time now for our segment, Public Pulse. Text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
Before that, let's take a look at yesterday's result. Yesterday we had asked, why have the problems of farmers related to fertilizers, seeds and price not been addressed despite the charges in the government? 60% voted for A, no understanding of significance of agriculture, 10% for B, pretext of inadequate budget, and 30% for C, lack of coordination. Here's today's question. What's your take on the government's preparation to provide receipt, including photo and QR code instead of printing license? Your options are A, height of incompetency, B, game of commission, and C, temporary alternative. Voting is on. Type any WS, select your option A, B, or C, and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. We'll take a short break here. We have more news coming up. Time now for international update. "25 years after the Kargil war, the Pakistani army made its first apparent admission of its involvement in the deadly conflict with India. In a speech on Defence Day, Pakistan Army Chief General Asim Munir said that thousands of soldiers had sacrificed their lives for the country and Islam in 1948, 1965, 1971, or the Kargil War of 1999. The statement marks a departure from the country's previous narratives. Historically, Pakistan's army has refrained from publicly admitting its direct involvement in the Kargil conflict and instead claimed that it was the work of mujahideen or freedom fighters in its official narrative. Between May to July 1999, the Kargil War unfolded in Jammu and Kashmir's Kargil district. The hostilities were triggered when Pakistani forces and armed militants crossed the line of control, infiltrating Indian territory and seizing control of key elevated positions in the area. We've got more news coming up, but right now it's time for another short break.
Sports news.
Armed police force football club edged past a departmental rivals Tribhuvan Army Club 2-1 in their match under the ANFA Women's League. In the match played at the ANFA complex in Sadobato, Sabita Rana Magar put APF ahead in the first half additional time. Bimala Chaudhary then put Army on level terms in the 57th minute. APF found themselves ahead in the lead through Geeta Rana 11 minutes later as she converted from the spot, after which no additional goals were scored and APF emerged the winners. In the matches slated for tomorrow, Koshi take on Karnali at 12:30 p.m. followed by the 4:15 p.m. match between Bagmati Youth Club and Nepal Police Club. That's all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Good night.